What up, what up, what up?
What's going on?
Monday morning, fresh off of Phoenix.
Yeah, this is the earliest podcast we'll have all year so far. Gotta love that.
Hell
Absolutely
yeah.
love
Hopefully
that.
it comes out maybe today.
I know, right? That'd be great. If we can get out early before everybody else, heck yeah.
It'd be cool.
But yeah, welcome to another Rowdy edition of Raise Rowdy Racing.
Well, so you had a big weekend. So let's start with your big weekend here. All your stories you have.
Oh yeah, it was a big weekend. My whole so Friday was my birthday. I turned the big 31. Getting older, and I threw my back out one time this weekend, so that was great. I got reminded that I'm an old man. It was the first thing in the morning. Me and my dad are trying to bend a piece of hog wire, and I just pushed on it a little too hard, and next thing I know, I'm just and I collapsed onto the ground, hands and knees on the ground, just like had to go down for about a solid couple minutes before I could stand back up again.
Damn.
But I'm an old man. What are you gonna say? I just get older every day, and I feel like I got the body of a 52-year-old trying to run around as a 31-year-old. But so yeah, Friday was my birthday, and my whole family came in. They came in Wednesday evening, but we saw them on Thursday for the first time, and they hung out all weekend. They actually just left this morning, and so did my brother. So everybody's already vacated and headed back to the house. But man, we were doing a bunch of work around the property. We were clearing out the woods in the backyard, and we were clearing out garden boxes and everything and getting those all set up in the back. I've got an automatic drip irrigation thing I'm going to install here in the next couple days. But yeah, we just did a whole bunch of work, and then, of course, yesterday rolls around, and we're all watching the race together, and we were having a hell of a time, man. It was a lot of fun having all five of us here, 6 of us here, however many of us it was. Just hanging out, and we got to do the gender reveal for our baby, and we found out we are having a girl, and little Bonnie Lee, she's coming. So we got two guys on the podcast that are both recently found out we're gonna have girls on the way. So
that's when I got this hat.
Heck yeah, I love that. The pink hat, that's awesome.
Yeah, I got the pink
and
hat.
blue.
I don't think I told everybody about because we did mine. What was that? Week of the Daytona 500.
Yeah,
and didn't have a podcast, so I don't know if I ever talked about me and Lindsay.
I guess you didn't.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, we got little Rainey and little Bonnie on the way, and they're gonna be They're gonna be best buddies, and it's gonna stress me and Dawson out to no end. I just know it. Every single day, we're gonna be trading. Like you said, that one text you sent earlier, that we're gonna be trading notes all the dang time now.
Yeah, we had talked about that originally when Caleb and Allison got pregnant. I think we're like 5 weeks apart. I think
somewhere right around a month.
I was on my way to Walmart or something, and I was like, I called Caleb and I was like, "What up, dude? I'm just calling to shoot the shit. I don't have like any reason of calling." And we ended up talking for like 30 minutes or whatever. And we were like, dude, it'd be pretty cool because, like, being 5 weeks apart, it's like this whole pregnancy we can, like, compare notes, talk about what's going on, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn, both being little girls is going to be like, they're going to be little girls that are the exact same age, probably the same year in school.
Yeah.
So, like, literally can compare notes, like, all the way, the whole time, literally forever. I mean, we can compare notes forever. So I thought that was, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. And yeah, we did the whole thing, and I've just been over the moon, man. I know you probably felt the same way for like the first few days after you found out. It's just a lot of fun to finally know.
That way. I'm still like probably more excited because we've been like buying clothes. I know, obviously, y'all just found out.
Yes, I saw your post about all the Georgia sports stuff.
Yeah. Lindsay had always told me before that like there's just literally more clothes for girls than there is boys, like baby stuff. Like boys stuff is just like, I don't know, they all have like dinosaurs. There's no like variety. It's all literally like they got dinosaurs on them or
construction equipment.
Yeah, that's about it. Like there's just not much. And then since then, multiple people have told me like there's way more girl clothes out there in the world than there are boys. And so, I didn't really know exactly what that meant in a way, because we're also talking about a guy that knows like nothing about kids. No one in my family has had a kid in a long time. I mean, forever. You know what I mean? So like, I have no, we're not out buying diapers, buying clothes for other little kids, whatever. So all that to say, this weekend we go to, they're having this big, it was kind of like a garage sale, but it was inside this like event center that comes out into this neighborhood, goes down the street. It was pretty cool. But we go down to Cartersville, and we go to this thing, and they have just the amount of girls' clothes compared to boys' clothes. It was like 75 to 25%, like
Dang.
girls to boys' clothes.
So insane.
And we get there, and we kind of planned this on purpose. We got there in the last like 2 hours of it. So we get there, and every booth is like half price, $1 off, selling stuff for $1. So all that stuff that you saw, this is also the first time I'd ever bought baby clothes. So I was, just excited in general.
Yeah.
We bought 26 outfits for $55.
Dang, that's pretty all right there.
We talked about it. It's like, we'll just never buy like new stuff. Like all this stuff's clean,
there's
no
no
stains, like whatever. Like the babies grow out of it so fast. It's like, dude, you can go buy baby clothes for $1 single bill. It's like, yeah,
That's the way
that's
to
what
do
we're
it.
gonna do for sure.
No doubt, especially when they're trying to sell these little outfits for like $20 at the Target.
Oh,
that's
dude,
whenever you start getting in trouble.
There's one thing we saw. It's just literally just this little thing, onesie thing, and it's like $36. Like we saw this online.
Woo!
I'm like, I would never pay $36 for that when
they're
going to
wear it
all these
one
sales.
time.
Yeah, all these sales, and this isn't the only sale that's around. We're actually planning on going to another one in a couple weeks, but I don't know. You can buy baby clothes for $1, and there's so many more girl clothes than there are boy clothes.
Yeah.
So
now we just got to get some NASCAR onesies going on in here.
yeah, we
We'll
looked in Atlanta at a Larson. There's not many people with onesies. Actually, they're at the trailers. Larson is the only one I saw, and it was just like not it. Like it just wasn't cool. It was pink, and then it had the writing was hot pink, but you couldn't. It was like so bright. This probably doesn't make sense, but it was like so bright you could not read what it said.
Yeah,
like it was just like
I know what you mean.
And it said something like "fast like 5" or something. It just wasn't cool. Like it didn't have anything cool about it. So we were like,
man,
no, we're not going to do that. So I actually bought her I bought her this little pink donkey thing that has like Kyle Larson jersey on it. So like she does have that, but yeah, they need to step up the onesie game at the racetracks. But
yeah, the NASCAR onesie game severely lacking.
Yeah, we've looked online. We can find some Kyle Larson onesies there, but none at the track.
That'll work. Well, I had one last good story for you before we get super into Phoenix. I had kind of told Dawson a little bit, like, I got this wild story, but I got to give a big thank you to the guy that put it all together. But there's a fellow we know by the name of Brian Cruz, and he's a promoter. We've worked with him on the road plenty of times, and once he found out we did the podcast and we love NASCAR, we went out and caught lunch with him one time. So we've just known this guy for a while. And on my birthday,
he actually was on my very first show in North Carolina. He was the promoter. When the girl quit and all that, he was the promoter.
Yeah, that was right.
Show.
Yep. That was the one. New Bern, North Carolina. That was the very first Travis show you ever worked. He was working there.
He was promoting that and doing that whole deal. Just a little tidbit there.
Yeah. So we've known this guy like 4 years pretty much. Like we've known about him. We weren't like crazy close then, but he's since become a good buddy of ours that we talk to quite a bit. And super nice guy, big Lane Riggs fan. He's known him for his whole life, but he also has a couple connections into NASCAR. And so just on a whim, not even related to him, I had posted on my Instagram story on the morning of my birthday, and I was like, well, I'm going to post up a NASCAR picture of a 31 car. And of course, the most recent one I could find was Daniel Hemrick's 31 colleague race car. So I posted on there, and I was like, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling, and then put the picture of the 31 on there flying by on the left. And so I posted that up. A couple people laughed at it. Next thing I know, Brian texts me, and he's like, hey, man, let me see if I can pull this up right quick. I should have it right here. He sent me a message and said, just seeing your post, or he said, "Hey, this is from Travis Tritt's tour manager. Can we send him some swag?" It was a picture of an Instagram message he had sent to Mr. Rice, the president of the dang college racing whole thing. So he had sent him a message on Instagram saying, "Hey, this is from Travis Tritt's assistant tour manager," with like a screenshot of my post. Can we send him some swag? And Chris responded, "Yes, sir, we can. Send an address and a size." So I sent him my address and I sent him a size, and I haven't gotten it yet, but I can't wait to see what all he's sending. But yeah, apparently they're sending me a little swag box in the mail.
That's awesome.
So,
I hope there's some Josh Williams 11 stuff in there.
Oh, that'd be badass, man. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I have to give a big thank you to Brian for that, and also to Chris Rice for putting that all together and taking the time out of their days to make it a little bit more special. So
yeah,
life's
that's awesome.
good on this end of 31.
Yeah, they I don't know what their relationship is. I think they've been like really good friends though. I think they're from like the same town or something. He's told us about it. But yeah, that's pretty sick, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get some
it was awesome.
Hats.
Can't wait to
shirts,
see what it is. Who knows what it is? Yeah. It could be something completely random. But that was a pretty neat thing that happened for the birthday. So
yeah,
I just wanted to say thank you to him and for everybody else that doesn't know him. He's a good dude. Keep a lookout for him. But yeah, that was the weekend outside of the Phoenix race. So I reckon you want to get right into it.
Phoenix, yeah, dude. This was okay. Obviously in Atlanta, I watched every lap of all three races. But it's kind of rare that like just because like Saturdays are normally so busy. But
yeah.
This weekend, the race was like kind of in the evening. I think it started like 5:30 or something. So like,
yeah, it was 4:00 here.
Everybody's home, at that time. So I watched every single lap of the Busch race or Xfinity race, every single lap of the Cup race this weekend. Didn't watch ARCA. I did see the finish of ARCA. I do want to get into later on. I want to get into the finish of all three races, though. We can talk about everything later. We can talk about the races, but get into the finishes because I feel like my opinion actually might surprise you, just because.
Just knowing who won the Xfinity race, I feel like your answer will definitely surprise me.
Yeah, so let's start with Cup. It was the most recent yesterday. We're only a couple hours past. What did you think about the Cup race at Phoenix?
Man, it was the best Cup race at Phoenix I've personally ever seen, and I watched Ryan Blaney win a championship there.
Yeah.
But that was the best racing. That was the best product that I've seen. It was a lot of fun to watch it. Having the option tire, it's one of those things that frustrates me because it's kind of gimmicky whenever they put it on the track just for a couple sets and like they did last year at Richmond. It's one of those things where I'm just ready for that to be the only tire. So I was a fan of the tires themselves when they put on those reds, but those yellows, I mean, they were still the rock hard, run them 500 miles and don't have to worry about anything. But man, it was just really good. Everybody was racing hard. There was a lot of drama going on. There was a lot of side-by-side stuff happening the entire time. I enjoyed the hell out of that race from beginning to end. We all sat outside and watched the whole thing, and I mean, everybody was intrigued. Everyone was asking questions and paying attention to what was going on, man. It was entertaining. But you sent a message in the middle of the Cup race I think resonated with me hard, and I couldn't agree with it more. You said, I wish this race had 88 more laps. There's just no reason it shouldn't be a 400-lap race.
Yeah, 400. I've never understood why. I really don't know what the reasoning is, but the 312 thing is not new. That's been around since like as long as I can remember, actually. So I've never understood the whole 312 thing, and then it really became, to me anyway, it became more like prevalent when they put the championship race here, because it's like literally the shortest race of the year, the whole entire year. Everybody knows our thoughts about Phoenix and being the one race thing anyways, but like just to like cherry on top, why is the shortest race of the year the championship race?
Yeah,
I don't
exactly
understand that. And same with to yesterday, it's like it could be a 400 lap race. I mean, Dover's a mile. They don't run 312 miles at Dover.
Yeah,
like, I don't understand.
It's so true, but especially with the way that the third stage played out with strategy and everything, with everybody saving their red tires for the very end of the race, which I think was the right idea. But it just sucks whenever the last stage of the race, you don't really get to see the purpose of a soft tire play out. because the runs ended up being so short and only being limited to 2 sets. It wasn't like you could really take a chance. So it was one of those things where it's just like, yeah, if it was 400 laps instead of 312, I think we really would have saw some great strategy-based, hold on to your stuff racing where some of the older guys were going to rise to the top, just like that Bristol race last year. And I really thought we kind of missed a little bit of that just due to the fact that the race end was catching up with them the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, it's according to Matt Weaver, which I talk about him a lot on here because he's like probably one of my favorite reporters, honestly. He says the goal is to get to the short tracks and road courses is to have this red tire be the like primary tire that they just race the whole race. This is kind of just like this experiment thing, which if anybody listened to the podcast last week, you know that's we're pumped about that being the primary tire. If we can get that, especially at road courses and short tracks. And I'm with Denny. Like, we bring that thing to some, 1.5-mile tracks. We're going to be having some tire wear, tire management, like old school kind of races. So,
absolutely,
I'm excited about. Props to Goodyear for even doing all this, because
I'm definitely here for the soft.
Yeah, costs. I know it costs a lot of money. They make a lot of money. I don't know. I know like a lot of. I think the whole reason they got to this like hard tire, really hard tire, I really do think part of it was a safety thing. It's like back in the day, they were also going a lot faster. The tire's soft, whatever. But like they would blow a tire in the corner of like Michigan or Texas or Atlanta, and I mean it'd be like damn near deadly experience. It's like drivers would get out, can't stand up, just crush these cars, and it's like I'm by no means like saying that's what we want, but when you have every single driver in the field talking about want softer tires, like if they blow, they blow. Sometimes they're just gonna blow. I mean, look at Michael McDowell yesterday.
He probably. I think something was up with that car. But
so do I. So do I. I'm just saying, like, if they blow, they blow. Like, we don't have to. I don't think that tire hasn't shown like it's gonna blow. Like they run 40 laps and boom, it's over. Like it blows out. Then you know what I mean? Like, I think I don't know.
To be perfectly
honest, going in
honest,
that direction makes me more happy.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one thing that they absolutely could be doing in the background is get a damn next-gen Cup car that NASCAR owns, or a couple of them that NASCAR owns, and don't even bother trying to get Cup Series drivers out there to test them. Bring those cars to different racetracks and run those, and get a big batch of those softer tire made, and just run them for 300 laps. Just tell somebody, go out there and run 300 laps, do pit stops every time you need a new tire. We'll gauge the tire wear. We'll gauge exactly how many of them blow. I think there's so many different things that they can do to experiment to get to the point where we could have those all the time as soon as possible. Because I think that's what everybody wants to see, is everybody wants to see that soft tire be the only tire by the time we come back to Phoenix in the fall.
And I think
other short tracks.
I think that's what's I think it's gonna happen. I really do. I think that can happen.
I think the genie's out of the bottle already. People saw what that red tire can do, and that fact that it does fall off after a certain amount.
Yeah,
I just think it's a no-brainer. I think people are going to be so up in arms on Twitter if they don't do it. They're in a corner now.
Yeah, Twitter's always wild, but man, yesterday was just on another level, dog. Twitter was.
I wasn't on it much because I had the family around, so you're gonna have to let me know about it.
I mean, just from I don't know. I just saw like people, just the craziest of takes and opinions, and just like. But the thing is, it wasn't like normally Twitter is like very like the whole Twitter is like zoned in on like one thing that happened in a race. I feel like yesterday was just like this. Everything that happened, every single little thing that happened, it was like boom, just Twitter just going in on all of it. I don't know, it was just wild. From like all the people I follow and all the stuff, it was just like this crazy ass day on Twitter, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I said some crazy stuff on there too.
I'm gonna have to go back and check it all out. I saw a couple things, but I didn't get a good look at it.
I've been giving Jeff Gluck the run through.
Dude,
Like-
you're gonna get blocked by Jeff Gluck.
That's fine. I've had Jeff Gluck blocked before on my Twitter.
Dang.
I just wish the guy. I just don't know if he likes NASCAR racing. I posted that on Twitter. I just don't know if he likes it. I think he wants NASCAR to be F1 so bad. And then yesterday he literally compared it to F1, and I just retweeted again. I'm like, dude, you love F1 racing. Like if you hate this so much, you should just go cover F1.
Yeah. Man.
Like, he hates bumping and banging. He hates everything that like makes NASCAR. He wants them to be F1. He wants them to pass or not pass much and not touch and nothing like that. I know for a fact he hated Dale Earnhardt and Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon and all those guys back in the day. Ernie Irvin, for sure. Hated every one of them. Had to.
Golly, how do you hate on him?
Because he hates when cars touch.
Oh, man, that's just part of the fun of the sport. You just can't be talking down about that, Mr. Gluck.
Yeah. He just go through go through my Twitter. You can see what I said. I retweeted him starting on Saturday.
Dude, he's going to know you on a first name basis. You're going to go to the track and see like, hey, Dawson, what's going on, man?
One of my last week, I've been kind of going in on Gluck all year. Whatever it was, when he like liked or reposted or commented on one of my posts that I posted earlier this year, and it was like one of my most like Twitter posts ever. It was the one I showed y'all that had like, here again, I don't get many Twitter likes, but it had like 75 likes and like a few thousand views, and I was like, yeah, I'm not the only one that thinks this, so
yeah, you got a leg to stand on.
Know. I'm not.
Oh man,
there's always people commenting too. Like this year's been somebody on my Twitter called him the NASCAR Karen, which I thought was hilarious.
That's amazing. What a great time. You know what? We need a new segment on this show called Tweet of the Week.
Golly.
It could be mine, yours, or it could be a totally random tweet that we run across that we can say that we can read out loud.
I've said this before. If it wasn't for my music career, I would not have any social media except Twitter. Like Twitter, genuinely. One, because I've talked about it before, but man, you get so much more insider information about a race. I can't even watch a race without, like, in commercial breaks, checking Twitter because it gives me so much information about what's going on the track. One, for that, and two, like, some of the stuff on there that people say in my Twitter, even the whole week, my whole Twitter's racing the whole time. And then in the off season, it kind of goes away and it turns into like Georgia football, Atlanta Falcons. Like, yeah. But during race season, it's just racing nonstop, man. And some of the videos and stuff people say will just make you laugh your ass off. It's just hilarious.
Oh man, I totally feel you, and I love Twitter on a Sunday for sure. I mean, my mantra is I'm not always tweeting when I'm drunk, but I'm always drunk when I tweet.
Yeah.
So it just makes a lot of sense that every Sunday, man, you just come on and I'll be talking to you, you'll be talking to me. I mean, you could watch us interact on Twitter in real time if you cared to, because we're constantly just messing with each other.
Yeah.
Every single Sunday. It's just a lot of fun. Twitter is the playground to somebody who loves a live event.
Yeah. And I've talked about this in the past, but even like yesterday, like just getting texts throughout the day from different people, my mom, Randy Adams, our group chat, me and Steven, my dad, everybody that texts me in a race, it just cracks me up. Like, I love it so much. I love, like, getting to, I don't know. It's just what I love about racing, dude. On Sundays, like, I just don't have to, like, think about nothing else except, like, racing. And it's, like,
yeah,
just so peaceful.
Absolutely.
No
it's
one
awesome.
talks about nothing else. It's just all racing on Sundays.
It's just one day of the week that's just dedicated to something that you don't get to spend much time thinking about outside of doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Or any moment you have to check Twitter. I mean, it's like everybody just kind of understands that that's the day where both me and you kind of have this thing going on where everybody just understands if it's Sunday, you're either joining them or you're not bothering them.
Yeah.
There's just no in between.
So let's get into let's talk about all three finishes.
All right, let's do it. Me personally, I saw the end of the Cup race, and I saw about the last 15. I think pretty much that last green flag run in Xfinity. I didn't get to see much before that, so And then I saw nothing of ARCA. So you're going to have something to say on ARCA. And I love the Xfinity race. I may have to give my hack of the week early.
Okay. I can give my hack of the week too, because it also involves the Xfinity race. So this might be good.
Heck yeah.
So overall, like all three races, like best overall product Phoenix has probably ever put on the racetrack. Like
Absolutely.
It was just great all the way around. Obviously, we talked about the Cup race and the tire, but the Xfinity race too, and it was pretty cool. Like I said, I watched the whole race. It was cool to hear Jamie McMurray and Parker Kligerman talk about like how unprecedented some of the stuff was that was going on, like the cars following each other, not getting tight in dirty air, like just all those funny things. Like it was just
small aside. That's the best booth we have in NASCAR.
Mute that so my phone doesn't ding so loud in my headphones again.
Oh, you're good. I didn't even hear it. But small aside, that's the best booth we have in NASCAR right now is the Xfinity booth.
Easy. And they're there the whole season. Oh, my God. Like, having the same guys there the whole season, always being on the CW, easy to find. We're going to get into the CW thing here in a minute because that involves my hack of the week, unfortunately. But
I know exactly what you're going to say then. Let's go.
But, like, just talking about, like, how unprecedented some of the things they were able to do, like I said, like, following each other. Like, they talked about literally what we said last week. If you get a nose on a guy into turn one, you're gone, and you're going to win the race. Both of those things did not happen this weekend in the Xfinity or Cup race, which just blew me away. It was so odd to see because it's never happened, really, at Phoenix. So, Cup race, they get down there to that last, the end there, the green, white, checkered, whatever. And I am thinking because the 20 cars on the inside, and then Larson, he comes on that. Technically, I guess that was the front stretch, but he goes like he's going to make it 3 wide, jumps back, and he's behind Hamlin. He gives Hamlin such a shot. Yeah, and I was like, Hamlin's going to win this race. He's on the outside. He's got the momentum. His car's in front, and somehow the 20 cars won. I just could not believe the 20 car won. Also, props to Christopher Bell for 3 in a row at a road course, super speedway, and a mile-long track. Like,
it's insane.
It was mind-blowing. And
the Matrix is definitely glitching right now.
Yeah. I just did not expect the 20 car to be able to hang on, to do that. And like he said, he ran the 11 wide. They didn't touch, whatever. It was clean. It was fine. It was good. Just overall, great finish, great race. Like, just glad it ended that way, really. It was just solid all the way around. Like, solid end of the finish there. Xfinity race. So they get down. They also have a green, white checker. And, okay, I wrote this down because I wanted to say this. And it's something that you actually said after the Atlanta podcast that made me say this. But remember, you talked about Justin Allgaier.
I say a lot of out-of-pocket stuff for sure.
You talked about Justin Allgaier not going up and making that block at Atlanta. And sounds like I got some chickens fighting over here right behind me. Not making that block at Atlanta, and you were like, basically like, this is why Justin Allgaier is a career Xfinity guy. And the reason he's like just won a championship. You didn't say those exact things, but you were talking about like some of the moves he makes, like you see why he doesn't race on Sundays, basically. And when he does, I just put on here, like Justin Allgaier does prove weekly why he never made it in the Cup Series and why he just won an Xfinity Series title last year after having some of the, like,
so many years,
most starts in the series or whatever it is. And
I'm interested to hear what you're going to say because you're not going the direction I thought you were going to go.
Well, no, I just like he steps on his own dick more than anyone I've ever seen in racing. And they kind of hint at it on Door Bumper Clear. They've kind of laid off of it because apparently Justin gets butthurt about it, texts Freddie, whatever. But you just got to call a spade a spade. He goes down in there at the end of the race and just screws up. Coulda, shoulda, woulda won that race, but he screwed it up at the end. Bowman goes there, makes it either 3 or 4 wide, makes the pass, and it's actually Almendinger Almirola, who's on the outside of the 7 car when they touch the wall. And I'm thinking, I really still have no idea how the 19 car had that much momentum to still go after Allgaier and him hit the wall. But it just all the way around, how many wins has Allgaier given away over his career? I mean, it's a high number. It's a really high number.
Man, I would love to go back and explore that because there's definitely been plenty of time where I just wasn't paying attention to what Allgaier was doing. And so I've missed a lot of them, but man, I've seen 2 of them this year already.
Yeah, and we're 3 races in.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm just saying they did like a monologue on there about races he's just lost at Phoenix. So I like Justin Allgaier. I'm just saying you can see why he never made it on Sundays. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm fine. Look, I've said on here before, career truck guys back in the day and career Busch guys were incredible race car drivers. It was awesome. Like the Cup Series is super hard. But I just wanted to I wrote down some stuff about that, so I just wanted to, point that out. Also, so this is my hot take.
I love
it. I actually can't stand Eric Almirola. Not a fan.
It is well documented.
Well documented. Not an Almirola guy. What he did to win the race on Saturday, I did 100% not think that was a dirty move or a bad move or anything wrong with that move.
There was nothing wrong with that move because of what my hack of the week's going to be.
Okay. If you had nothing to do with your hack of the week and you just saw that happen, you don't know who's driving what car, what's your opinion on that move?
I'm going to rewatch it right now just so that way I can literally talk over it as it goes live. So, yeah, you have everybody kind of bounce off into turn 3. Here, I'm going to watch this live, and I'm just going to commentate what I see. But you see Bowman driving down in there, trying to block him down the backstretch, and then as soon as Bowman dives in, it's like his car just took off to the north and went outside and left that door wide open for Almirola to come down on the inside. And that's where my hack of the week lies, is Alex Bowman blowing turns 3 and 4 at Phoenix to give away what should have been an easy win. I don't know why. I don't know what happened there, and I can't say I haven't seen his comments about it or anything else. So I'm just saying this with virgin eyes of just watching that finish again. He blows turn 3. He just absolutely overdrives the corner, and it looks like his car just gets super tight and washes up the racetrack. Now, I don't know if he was trying to do that, if he thought he would really have that advantage, but the only thing I know is that Eric Almirola, using him up on the exit, was absolutely the move to make to win that race. Eric Almirola is not there to mess around. He's not there for points. He's not there to worry about everybody's feelings. He's there to win.
I expected him to be a little more aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Bowman should have been I really think that Bowman just blew the corner and he knew it and he got himself in a bad spot and he didn't expect Eric Almirola to do that move to him. I think he really thought he would be able to gather up his momentum and they would race it off to the line. But Eric did something that was pure NASCAR. That is in the blood of the sport, to use someone up on exit in an effort to win a race when you only get a handful of chances to win every year. If you aren't doing that, I don't care. You don't deserve to be in that car if you're not willing to make that move. That was an awesome move, awesome end of the race. Alex Bowman is unfortunately my hack of the week, and I'm going to give it away early because he blew turn 3 and let Eric get on the inside of him. That was Bowman's race to win, and he blew it up. And Eric did everything he could to steal it from him, and he did.
So I agree with all of that. I just thought the move was just totally fine. There has been, and somebody ought to love this, someone had 16 pictures of finishes that you can post 4 each thread on Twitter.
Yeah.
Of all the races where the guy on the inside has pushed the guy on the outside in the wall, smoke's going everywhere, they cross the line within half a car length or less of each other. And it's every one of these of all time, 1 was praised, and 2, helped the sport, in my opinion. And
yes.
Then it's all of y'all now, well, not everybody, but I mean, it was probably split 50-50 of people bitching about this finish. I'm this was before Saturday, before Sunday, obviously, and I posted, I was that was the best fucking finish race I have ever seen with my own 2 eyes, and y'all still got something to bitch about.
I know.
You had cars beating and banging across the line. Like, what are y'all talking about? Go watch F1. So
And
this is where I get. Go ahead.
I was going to say, watch the finish and the way that Eric washes up the track. He's walking the car up there. He's not trying to door Bowman. He's just trying to use up as much racetrack as possible.
Well, this is
back
where
end of his car is what hits him first anyway.
This is where that changes, because this is where it started with Gluck on Saturday. Gluck makes a post and's like, Eric Almirola got loose. He gets into the 17 car. It's all good, whatever. Almirola gets out of his race car and was like, yeah, I meant to use him up. I meant to put him in the wall. Like, I meant to do that. Gluck completely changed his whole opinion. That's a dirty move. Can't do that. Can't believe Eric Almirola was going to do that. And I'm like, bro, go watch F1. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You are crazy. Like, that was
and even saying that, it's like
move.
He didn't wreck him. He didn't spin him. He didn't do anything illegal. He used him up and put him in the wall. And to be honest, I'm not sure Alex Bowman doesn't do the same thing to Eric Almirola if the situation's reversed. I don't know what Bowman had to say about it afterwards. I'm sure he was disappointed. But
Bowman was like really pissed, which if I was on that side of it, I'm going to be pissed
mad too.
But like, I'm also, if I'm on the other side, I would have done the same thing. So like, I don't know. Like, if you don't like that, and someone posted with the video of Kyle Busch, if you don't like that, don't watch. That is all I got for you, boss. If you do not like that finish in that race, don't tune in. I don't know what to tell you. So
I love it.
So, okay, third finish of the weekend. Here's what I think. This ARCA is just ARCA. Always gonna ARCA. So a guy, Butterbean, is winning by like multiple seconds. Led the whole race. He's got a huge lead on whoever is second. And a fella, they have already taken the white flag. The rules are different. I find out a new rule about ARCA every weekend. The rules are different in ARCA.
I mean, to be honest, we find a new rule about the Cup Series every weekend.
True.
Too.
Valid point. ARCA, if there's a caution flag on the white flag lap, they re-rack them and do one single lap.
Dumb.
One single lap. So, a fella, Tim Vines, I believe was his name, or something like that, spins by himself in the very back of the pack and takes this lead away from Butterbean. Okay, got to re-rack them. We're going to have a not green, white checkered. We're just going to have a one lap
finish.
Sprint to the finish. And it was like,
and I'm watching it right now.
This is the situation. I would be pissed at the guy that spun out, that screwed all this up, more than what's about to happen. But look, this is NASCAR. You got to do what you got to do. You got to re-rack them. You got to go for this lap at the end here. Tell me when you get to the very ending of the race, like coming to the flag.
I just watched it come to the flag.
Okay. They barely, when I say barely touch, there was the smallest donut on the side of Butterbean's car. And he's just pissed. And I'm a Butterbean fan. I've told y'all last week on the group chat that I'm a member of Bean Nation. So this is coming from a guy.
Butterbean Nation.
This is coming from a guy who's like really big fan of Butterbean and wants him to do really well. I also saw not one single thing wrong.
I don't even see them really touch. I guess it's the camera angle they haven't watched from the outside.
When you're watching, you can't even see them touch. But at the end of the race, they go down and show he didn't have one before that. Had the smallest little donut on the door. I see nothing wrong with that finish either. I do think Butterbean should have won the race, but that was off of him having such a huge lead. I'm pissed off more at the guy that wrecked in the race and screwed all it up for everybody more than I am. Who's the other guy? It was his first race or something. I can't remember the guy's name. I apologize. Brent Cruz, maybe?
I think you're right.
Brent Cruz, I think it is.
Yes, Brent Cruz.
Okay, so I just didn't see anything wrong with that either. Like, not even slightly. Like, not even a little bit. And they get out, it's like, kind of the same thing. Everybody's kind of half and half, and I'm like, what? I just didn't understand. Like, I thought the finishes all weekend were like good old solid NASCAR finishes. And that's just
absolutely
how I felt.
I think we're guilty of this too, so I don't want to act like I'm speaking outside of myself right now. But I think NASCAR has created its own problem where fans are so used to complaining about something every week. It's almost like every time Sunday night comes around, if they don't have anything to complain about, they'll find something to complain about. And we do it a lot, too. We're not doing it right now, obviously, because those were 3 phenomenal finishes, and we're able to figure out that, like, just because my favorite driver didn't win doesn't mean that somebody did something to him to cause it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just don't have the luck. But I just wonder if sometimes there's just so much wrong with the sport that every little thing has started to become something to be tested and something to be tried. I just feel like we've got a little bit of making up to do, NASCAR does, to the fans before they're going to start. You know, your normal, like, 10% of people are going to complain about a bad move, and those 10% of people are probably fans of whoever the move affected the most.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of those things, man, where I feel like there's just something to complain about every week, and somebody looks something up and figures something out, or tries to look at something in a weird way, and next thing you know, like, half of Twitter's all up in arms about it. But shoot, I don't know what the fix to that is besides just finally admitting that we've got a NASCAR problem. We got to fix it.
Yeah, I just don't know what I just still don't agree with anyone that had anything to say about any of those finishes this weekend. Like, if you're going to be mad about the ARCA finish, you need to be mad at the guy that spun himself out on his own at the end of the race on the last lap, battling for fucking 85th. Like, that's on him. Other than that, the other wrecks were real wrecks, stuff happened, you know, whatever. But, man, all that to say, big fan of the racing this weekend at Phoenix, the finishes this weekend at Phoenix. My hack of the week, though, I get a text right as the white flag falls on the Xfinity race, and my dad's like, what the fuck? They just said they're going to last lap, last flag, this is the end of the race, whatever. Boom, went to the commercial. Never show the race again. Never once. It goes to commercial. Don't get to see the finish. Don't, jump back. They go straight into the Atlanta Hawks pregame show.
Wait, what do you mean? On the CW?
On NCW, which I'm with yours, so my CW is through Nashville, not Georgia. The whole state of Georgia, our region here, just the state of Georgia. Something happened with the local affiliate. CW came out, the president made an apology about this. So I'm interested to know what you were going to say my hack of the week was. But
I thought it was going to be the fact that they had a side-by-side and it's the same camera shot for 10 laps or something.
Yeah, that was just that wasn't
the goofy
deal.
stuff.
Yeah, they're just trying to work the kinks
necessarily
out.
Get hack of the week until it's on Fox's level, and it happens at least 3 times a race.
Yeah, but the whole state of Georgia, everybody watching this race on the CW, I mean, as soon as the cars cross to take the white flag, it flips off of the race Atlanta Hawks pregame show. Never
Did they just mess it up again? And they thought that was the last race?
They messed it up. They messed it up. The president comes out. He's like, this won't ever happen again. This is a major mess up for the Atlanta sports region, whatever it was. But everybody in the state of Georgia watching the CW did not see the finish of that race, did not get to go back and see it, nothing. So they don't even, at the time, so if you don't have Twitter, you don't get on Facebook later, whatever, you don't even know that Eric Almirola and the 17 car beat and bang across the finish line because the last lap you saw was when they went across for the white flag lap. So
yeah, and Bowman's in the lead or somebody's in the lead.
So I hate to do it to him, but the CW gets the hack of the week for ruining that finish for everyone in the state of Georgia.
Oh, and growing pains, man.
I thought something was just wrong with Dad. I didn't know. I thought something was just wrong with Dad. As I get on Twitter, boom, all kind of people. What the fuck is this? What is going on? People, all this stuff. And then I realized I'm looking at people's profiles. I'm like, damn, every one of these people are from Georgia. Then Sunday morning, the president comes out, makes this thing. It was the Georgia, Atlanta region, whatever. Hawks game comes on. It was just a conflict of whatever times, however it was, makes this big apology. Hope it never happens again. But, man, I got to give him the hack of the week for just ruining that finish for a good chunk of the folks.
Man, yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have done. I would have been flipping through channels trying to figure out where the hell to go.
Yeah. It just went away. It went away completely. No one got to see it. It just went away completely. So that was the end of that was it.
Golly. You just can't be doing that kind of stuff. That's pretty egregious. God dang. That's Hall of Fame hack of the week worthy.
Yeah. Really screwing it up.
Oh my gosh, man. I almost gave the hack a week to my family, even on top of it, because funny enough, everybody knows I'm like the president of the Seabell Hate Club. So I've had like 3 terrible weeks in a row.
I posted
Blaney
that on
blew
Twitter
up
as well. I don't know if you
don't
saw
even remember that post, but you
Said
saw
my
my pile
best
of Coors
friend-
Lights at the end.
Yeah, my best friend is the president of the Seabell Hate Club, but you got to give the guy props because he's won them on 3 completely different tracks. Like, pretty solid deal. Also, he's about to go to Vegas where he's finished second like 3 times in a row. So I'm just saying, he's runs good at Vegas.
If he goes 4 weeks in a row, how about we just call this season early? We give him the trophy, and then we all rack him and re-roll it, and just start off from like week 5 because I'm sick of this guy already.
I said on this podcast, Seabell, watch out for him. He's going to get in these dirt cars. He's going to get his confidence back, and he is going to win races. I did not expect 3 in a row in 4 races, but
yeah,
I did call that.
You did call it. But that's why we stopped inviting you to the club meetings.
That's fine.
But no, I at the beginning of the race, everybody in my family always picks a driver or 2. So I picked Blaney, and I had thrown Ty Gibbs out as like a surprise possible good finish entry.
You love Ty Gibbs, so I'm not surprised.
I do not love Ty Gibbs, but I just know that he has certain tracks where every now and then he comes out and does something.
What made you think at Phoenix, though, he was going to come out and do something? Because in the Cup car, have you seen his finishes there?
I haven't looked at him, no. I have not.
He hit the wall just head on at the end of the year last year.
It was an absolute gut. It was one of those, like, just total bombshell wild predictions that I like to make every now and then, and it didn't work out this time. But last time it was Austin Dillon top 10 at Texas, and I won money on that. So
you did.
You got to trust that every now and then. Sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're really right. But everybody picked their cars, and they were struggling to figure out who to pick. And they're like, "Who's good at this racetrack?" And I looked at everybody, and I was like, "Somebody needs to pick Christopher Bell." And I almost did, but I was like, but I'm a president of the Seabell Hate Club. I cannot, in clear conscience, pick Christopher Bell. So I left him out there, and I told everybody, if you're struggling to figure somebody out, just pick 20. Nobody in my entire family picked the 20 car that goes out there and wins the race. And the whole time I'm watching the race, every time he gets back up to the lead, I'm like, nobody still wants the 20 car? Still nobody wants the 20 car? I'm telling you, if I'd put money down on that guy right whenever I said that, I would be sitting on about $20 right now. But Seabell Hate Club, firing off strong, man. We don't like the boys from Oklahoma. They roll their joints all wrong.
Oh, man. Yeah, I just it's a crazy as close as everyone is in this car on 3 different tracks. It really does blow my mind that he's done 3 in a row. I mean, it's
pretty
mind-blowing. I made the joke yesterday. I know the record's 10 in a row with Richard Petty when he was driving race cars and everyone else was riding horses. Like
in 1925.
Yeah. So I don't know though. What is the record of most wins in a row, like in the modern day era? I have no idea. So be interesting.
I think somebody said something on either Twitter or the broadcast that said, like, I know the record's 10 in a row, but there's also this guy that had this many once we got to like the more modern era where we were off the dirt tracks a lot.
I don't
remember what it was.
The most recent cool stat to me though is Larson had 3 in a row 2 different times in 2021, the year he won 10 races.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
He's having a knockout year.
And I think Fox got it wrong because they said the last person to get 3 in a row was Kevin Harvick. Fox yesterday that finish was the closest finish in Phoenix history. Post on Twitter, they had to backtrack. And I was like, that was such a massive race back then because Harvick and Edwards were like 2 of the top guys in the sport. Like, it was just a big deal. It's like, that one's like hard to forget. You're not going to forget that one. As soon as they said that, I was like, dude, I remember their cars being like nose and nose. Like, it was like closest. It was like last year, beginning of the season finish. Yeah. I was like, there's no way. I mean, they were like half a car length apart, close, but no way they were the closest. And yeah, Fox Fox just be messing up, dog. They posted every single pit stop. Did you notice this? I didn't notice it because I don't really pay attention to all that. But they come out of pit road, how many positions they gain and lose.
Yeah.
Everyone on Twitter is like, what is going on here? Larson pits in the top 5, comes out 4th. They posted he gained 11 spots.
Yeah.
Every single one. At one point, they just posted, starting from the leader, just everybody was -3, -3, -3, -3, all the way down. Like, who's in charge of that? Who's
Dang,
posting
that graphic be
like,
messing up.
I don't know. It's just like confused. I just don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's up with Fox, but man,
it's getting worse too.
Yeah.
It really is starting to get worse because even I was saying at the very beginning of the race when the big wreck happened, they show that big overview camera from the blimp, and everyone can see that they are about to start wrecking out of turn 2. I'm telling you, even my family who barely watches NASCAR, yes, they watch a good amount, but they do not watch a lot. They saw it happening, and I'm sitting there saying, there's a wreck happening in turn 2. There's a wreck happening in turn 2. The moment that I can't remember exactly what number it was, the 41.
You're talking about
started
the very
washing
first
up.
wreck, not the one with Briscoe. You're talking about the first wreck off turn 2, because that's when
wreck? Well, yes.
you were texting us about this, and I did the same thing. I was like, oh, and it was gone.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
and then we're watching the leaders.
And I was like, oh yeah, I knew it. Yeah,
we're watching the leaders dive all the way down into 3. They're halfway through 3, and we're just sitting there just kind of twiddling our thumbs because I don't care what's going on at the lead right now because the lead is single file, and it's about to go under caution. Like, it was just so obvious that we were about to be under a caution, so who cares what's going on in the lead right now?
Yeah.
That's one thing they used to get right back in the day. Before 2020, they used to always just stop. They just paid attention to the wreck. They know that's where people's eyes are going to be drawn. Damn if Fox just wants to ignore it and hope it goes away. You'd never know that there was... You would think, honestly, there was about 10 cars on the track if Fox was the only one broadcasting.
100%.
They show the front 10, they will never show anybody in the back.
Let me ask you this. This is what I've been waiting for. I'm not saying waiting for, but once they announced the IndyCar had the Fox deal. Remember this last year, IndyCar is doing all the races. They get all of their races, everyone. There's no FS1 races. They're all on Big Fox. Okay. This coming week is the first one where we have overlapping. So we have Big Fox doing IndyCar at Thermal Club, and we have FS1 doing NASCAR. One race starts at 2:30, one race starts at 3:30. Going to overlap the whole time. Is every one of Fox's people, decent people, going to be in Thermal Club, and we're getting like third string for NASCAR on FS1? Because if so, the Vegas race has potential to be the worst of all time, like production-wise.
In terms of the broadcast.
It's going to be... I have thought about this the whole time. There is so many races in the Fox that overlap. And I am telling you, with it being on Big Fox, all the first stringers, possibly all the second stringers, are going to be at Thermal Club, and we're going to be getting the Deshaun Watsons and the Matt Shaw backups in Vegas. I'm calling it right now.
I'm already concerned.
It's gonna be.
I'm already concerned.
It's gonna be messed up, dog. I'm telling you,
man. That could get rough. Buddy.
Yeah, it's gonna be odd.
I'm not looking forward to that.
It's gonna be weird.
It's already weird, but yeah, that's just why. Why are we even overlapping? Like, what's the point of that? Do they not realize, like, the magic that gets created on Coke 600 weekend when we have Monaco, Indy 500, and Coke 600 all in one day? That all start and finish before the next one starts and finishes? I mean, that's like that is absolute Sunday morning motorsport madness. Start the damn IndyCar race at noon and start the NASCAR race at like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Well, that'd
be perfect.
I do hate for the fans that like really do like both. I do hate that they overlap a bunch this season. What I hate even more, though, and this has not happened yet, though, is overlapping on the same network. Because even like with IndyCar has been on NBC for a long time. Now every race is on Fox, like all this stuff. Their whole 20-something race season is on Fox. So And I haven't watched one yet, but I hear it's like pretty decent, pretty good, So I'm like, I've thought about it the whole time, and this is the first weekend it's going to be a thing, but it's going to overlap on the same network, and it's going to be odd.
Man, that's going to get weird.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But
golly.
Anyway, since we brought up Vegas, let's do some Vegas picks. Also, did you forget to do your picks for the fantasy thing this weekend?
2 weeks in a row, but that was because Mom and Dad and everybody were in. I just got distracted. I forgot to put my fantasy picks in.
I noticed you only scored 92 points. I was like, I bet he forgot to do it.
Oh, yeah. I am going to be a few races behind, dog.
I won this weekend. I had 199, so I did pretty well.
There you go.
Mom is still winning overall, though, so...
Well, she's definitely going to beat me because I've got to get better about checking that.
She changed her picks last minute, I believe, the way she was telling me. Changed her picks. She put Bowman in her cup picks because he ran so good in the Busch race, Xfinity race. And then he goes out and finishes top 5.
Top 7.
Top 7, whatever. And then I think she had like Byron, Bell, Bowman, like she had like a lot of the guys that were up there, I was like, that's pretty solid, pretty good move.
Yeah, you were in good. You were in good if you picked a Hendrick guy this weekend because every single one of them was a top 10 driver.
Top 10 driver. Let's just go ahead and put this out here though. Kyle Larson is the man at Vegas.
Yeah, if you're betting against Kyle Larson, I mean, it's going to be basically the exact same 3 that finished top 3 are going to be my picks. Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson.
Yeah, those
easy.
Are your 3. Those are your 3.
If you want somebody from the back end of it, Ryan Blaney's usually really good at Las Vegas. He always is doing pretty well.
Logano usually runs well at
Logano.
Vegas. He always runs the new the Pennzoil car because it sponsors the race. It'll be solid yellow. They've been doing it for a long time. He's won it a few times. I think Logano. I think I would pick Logano. I do think so.
Absolutely. Sneaky top 10er would be their teammate, Austin Cindric. He's having a career year. I don't know what's been going on with him, but he's been racing a lot better than he usually does.
You wouldn't
now, this
know
is the first intermediate track.
31st in points.
Yeah, I know. He runs up front, and he does really well, but he's definitely had that same old Cindric look. So he's somebody I'd keep an eye on. Who else are we looking through here? But, man, we've touched on quite a few of really good ones. Chris Buescher, I could see him coming up and doing something crazy again, too.
Larson, Bell, Hamlin, Logano.
Blaney for me, but
Blaney.
He runs pretty good there.
Also, shout out Josh Berry. Ran 4th, finished 4th. And gave Wood Brothers their best ever finish at Phoenix. And they've been racing for 100 or 75 years, however long it is.
That's just crazy, isn't it?
I loved it.
Dude just steps into that car, and he is just...
again. He's like, it's got speed, and I feel like myself. And I'm like, yeah, mind-blowing.
He has elevated that team to a point they have not seen since...
early 2000s.
Golly.
Or Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney, probably.
Even with Ryan Blaney, man, they did get a win, but, like, he's just up there all the time. With the professional race car driver who has been doing this for a few years and knows kind of what he's doing. He's older. He's got a good mindset. I feel like he's just what the Wood Brothers needed. They did not need to be chasing this young kid stuff that every other team was doing. I think they made a great decision putting him in that car.
Same.
But... yeah, I mean, those would be my picks for Vegas. I think you're going to find those guys running really good. Hendrick cars have just been running good, so anybody in Hendrick you're pretty safe with. But I think we've named off the top 5 that you should definitely be keeping an eye out for. I can't wait till we see some betting odds put out on these guys because that's going to make it really interesting
have Larson
to see
at plus 100 or something stupid.
Oh, my gosh. Larson may be like plus 200 at best. Let's see if they're in here yet. I highly doubt it. Usually they take them a couple days. Yep, nothing yet. But when they come out, I'll be placing a bet on one of them. More than likely, Blaney.
Yep. Well.
But, hell, I think we got a podcast in the books, don't we?
I think so. It's pretty solid. As always, thank y'all for listening. You can find me on all social medias, Dawson Edwards Music. Song comes out this Friday. I'm doing a giveaway on all socials, putting everybody into a wheel spin. Go share the post. All you got to do is share it, share it on Facebook, share it and tag me in it on Instagram, and retweet it on Twitter. I already have a lot of retweets on Twitter, which is very surprising to me.
I saw 80 shares on your Facebook post earlier today. So.
Facebook has got some shares going on. But just for good measure, I want to tell you how many Twitter retweets I have, which it's kind of blowing my mind.
Let's go.
If my Twitter has not been working this morning, which is
no, neither is mine.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there's something going on with Twitterverse right now because I could not get anything. I was trying to look up those finishes on Twitter
notifications, but can't load them. So
yeah, something's going on with Twitter today.
Anyways, it's like over 20.
Love it. I don't think you'll be able to pull it up. I still can't pull anything up.
Yeah, I can't pull anything up either.
Breaking news: Twitter's down.
Is that what
Elon's
it says
trying
on
to
there?
mess with us? No, I think Elon's messing with us.
Yeah. So, anyways, can't tell you how many shares I have on Twitter, but anyways, doing a giveaway: one koozie, one either Chase Elliott or Ford hat from the team, and a pit crew shirt from Roush Fenway Racing. Keselowski Racing. I have a few of those. Gonna do that giveaway. So yeah, go find me on social media and find those. And Take My Truck comes out Thursday night, Friday morning at midnight.
Take my truck.
First song in
that's
3
gonna be
years,
good.
so it's gonna be pretty solid, pretty cool. Pretty cool
gotta
moment.
feel good.
It
man,
does feel
it?
good. It feels a little weird again, like kind of getting out in the public, putting yourself out there, posting all the pictures, posting all the videos. Like
I will say right now,
funny.
the worst thing in the world about trying to do anything like what we try to do is learning how to be comfortable posting stuff that you feel makes you look like an idiot all the time on social media. It is the worst part of doing this.
Yeah. So just getting back into that mindset. I was telling somebody the other day, it's kind of the first time I've done it in a while. So like, I just haven't been in that mindset in like 3 years. So it's like just kind of getting back in the swing and the groove of it, So it's exciting. I am very excited to see what happens. I'm hoping we get some playlist ads. Like, it should be good. The songs sound incredible. So I'm really excited for the 4 out. Going to be out this year. Going to be releasing them all year. So like, I'm going to have music the whole entire year. Caleb's getting up and leaving. I don't know where he's going.
Don't you worry about me.
He says he's back. There he is.
Hey, there I am. I had to get I got to get some plugs shuffled around because my computer's about to overheat like a mother. But no, we goodness. But yeah, we had I've been having a blast watching you post all that stuff and everything, and I've been trying to do a little bit of it myself. It's just, getting back in the swing of things ain't easy. But dude, I think it's gonna be great. So yeah, check out Dawson's song when it comes out on Friday. And I brought my little
Phoenix
cactus for my little Phoenix cactus. This is my little trophy that I keep around every time I see Ryan Blaney on the track at Phoenix. But yeah, if you go check out all of our social medias, you can find me at Caleb Conrady on everything. And I've been posting up a lot more, so you can keep track of all that. Posted up a gender reveal video if anybody cares to go watch that. But heck yeah, y'all, go give Dawson a follow. Go give us a follow. We got Rowdy Racing everywhere. And thanks to Burrell and Nikki T for letting us keep on doing this. Outside of that, y'all, let's check back in Las Vegas. Dawson may be broke by the time we talk on this podcast next when Bubba Wallace wrecks Kyle Larson once again at Vegas for absolutely no reason. But in the meantime, y'all just keep an eye out for him and make sure you pre-save that song so he has some gambling money. But we appreciate y'all. We'll talk to y'all later. Adios, and have a good week.
See y'all.